All right, so welcome everyone. We have a great interview today. Aysha is with us, and hello, hi.
Hi, so nice to finally talk to you.
Nice meeting you too. And so, what I want to do is, I saw you before and after, and I was very impressed, and I wanted to get to know your story and what happened before and then after. Can you tell me a little bit about yourself as far as your, weight or health in the past?
Yeah, so I've always struggled with weight. I remember being in kindergarten and, being teased for having like a belly or chubby legs. I was always like the chubby kid in school, always. So I was always bullied. And, but, eventually as I grew older, I became a teenager and adult. I was always rapidly gaining weight and I wasn't really losing any. So I didn't know what was the reason? Why am I gaining weight? So because I was eating the same meals my friends were, the same stuff my siblings were eating. So why is it that I was gaining weight? So just recently I found out that I have something called insulin resistance. So that's why, I was putting on so much weight, and I've done everything. I've done crash diets. I've been on extreme weight loss programs. They like help temporarily. I lose like about 4 to 5 kgs. And then as soon as I stop, I gain it all back. It feels like I gain it overnight.
And where do you live? Are you in India?
No, I'm in Karachi, Pakistan.
And what's the food like over there? Is it really healthy and all really low carb?
No, 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 no. No, it's very high carb, a lot of meat, lots of naans and rotis. It's not healthy at all. People are becoming health conscious, but we don't really have access to good quality like vegetables and fruits, and it's cheaper to eat like flour, rice, and pasta. So yeah.
So rice is really big there, right?
Yeah, rice and also flour.
Flour, wheat flour. Wow.
Yeah.
It's no wonder you had struggles. Are there people too gaining weight as well?
Oh, yes, yes, yes. Like in Pakistan, diabetes is like the number one killer. Like diabetes, everybody is diabetic. Like everyone I know, their families, like their grandparents are diabetic, their parents are diabetic. I'm pre-diabetic, my doctors have told me. But that's the thing, because of our diet.
Wow. Question. Your grandparents, growing up in Pakistan, was there a problem back then, let's say, 70 years ago?
I think maybe not as much, but yes, I think the diet then was to, maybe they just had smaller quantities, because like my grandparents have always told me that we were from like poor backgrounds, we didn't have a lot to eat. So maybe they ate less, but it was, I think, generally the same food.
Interesting. And then the other question I had was, has like GMO foods gotten into Pakistan yet? Are they growing genetically modified foods there now?
Yes, like I see a lot of videos on Facebook as well, not just like I see like pictures of berries being dyed, and we have watermelons that are being spray painted with cans, and like we that's the concern. I keep seeing all this. Like I try to eat healthy, but then I'm not sure if my, like, even if my salads are dipped in dye, because that's what I'm seeing on social media. So even if I'm eating healthy, I don't really know if I'm eating healthy.
Oh my gosh. So here you are, you're going along, struggling with your weight, and then at what point did you hit your worst weight where you're like, okay, that's it, I can't get any bigger?
Oh, that was 2 years ago, I think. 1.5, 2 years ago. Yeah, I was really, really overweight. And then I tried, I went on an extreme weight loss program. It's called the 42-day challenge here in Pakistan. And I lost about 4 kgs. And it was like a month and a half long. And I only lost like 4 kgs. But that's also because the diet, I have insulin resistance, and they ask you to eat sweet potatoes and have one apple, have a smoothie, and it just did not suit me. It didn't work for me, and I always knew that, there's something wrong. There must be something else for me. And then in December last year, I had to attend a wedding. One of my closest friends was getting married, and I wanted to look fit. And I tried losing weight. I did lose some weight. I lost like 5 kgs, and I lost a lot of inches around my waist. And I looked good for a few days, but once the wedding was over, I gained it all back. And then I think I was on YouTube just searching about insulin resistance and what it really is, because I just didn't really know what it was. And then I came across one of your videos about carbs and insulin resistance. It was just like 2 or 3 minutes long. I was like, okay, the rest, all the other videos are like 45 minutes long. I can't watch those. So I started watching your videos and I loved it and I watched all of them in one go. And then it was like, it just clicked when I saw that video on insulin resistance and how you're supposed to eat less frequently or else you spike your insulin. And then I was like, okay, this makes so much sense. Maybe, I was eating healthy before when I was doing those diets, but I was eating like 5, 6, 7 times a day. So even if it was just salads and grilled fish, I was still, gaining a lot of weight. So I was like, it just made sense. It was like, your videos are like pieces of jigsaw puzzle, they all fit. And I was like, okay, it's something in me there was just like a light bulb went off. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have to try this. I know it's going to work this time. So, and yeah, ever since it's been 7 months now, but I'm not going to count this one because I'm Muslim and it's the month of Ramadan. So I have to eat 2 meals a day, or else I was just eating 1 meal a day. And so in December, the first thing I did was I got rid of all sugar. I just was like, I'm not going to have any sugar. I got rid of all the 5, the white carbs, no rice, no potatoes, no nothing. And I started losing a lot of weight. So the first 5 kgs I lost, it felt like I lost them overnight. But I was like, no, I've done this before. I've lost the 4 kgs. I'll gain it back. But then I was like very consistent. Consistency was key for me. I was very patient and consistent. And I started noticing that I was still losing weight. And before I knew it, I had lost 10 kgs. And I think I was like, I lost most weight by mid-March, beginning of April. I was the slimmest. And then I went on vacation. I went on vacation to visit my family, and at that time I started having I was already having 1 meal a day, but I went there and there were like house parties and we were going out and I was eating stuff. So.
What weight did you start at, and what weight did you end up at your lowest?
My highest weight was 102 kgs, and I think it was
100
in pounds. I'm not sure because we don't use.
I think it's 2.2 pounds. Okay, that's fine. And then how many?
How much is that?
I'll have to use my calculator. I'm terrible at math. So then at your lowest weight, how many kgs?
Right now, my lowest was 90 kgs.
90. Okay, good.
Yeah. So right now I'm 91.3. I just checked, but that's because I've been eating a lot of fruit. For 6 months, I had no fruit, nothing, not even a bite of fruit except the occasional smoothie berry we make at home. But other than that, I had no apple because once I heard you say that an apple has 19 grams of sugar, that was like, I was just so shocked, and I stopped eating fruit. And people look at me like I'm crazy. But it helped.
So when you ate 1 meal a day, what did you eat?
I usually eat like 5 to 6 eggs. I eat like a big omelet. I put an entire capsicum in there, lots of tomatoes and onions. And I throw in some like turmeric and salt and pepper and red chili. And I just, make like a giant omelet. And I eat that. So it's like a breakfast, but not really. I eat around let's say around 12:30, 1 o'clock, but I'm going to start eating after Ramadan ends. I'm going to eat around 3 so that I can go longer, because sometimes I sleep late and then I start getting hungry. So I don't want that, even though I have coconut oil and all of that. I have it regularly.
Did you find that you had to gradually go into eating 1 meal a day? Did you still 2 and then eventually 1 and then you were good?
Yes. So in December, I started from the beginning of December, I started with 3 meals a day. And then I came down to 2 meals a day quite quickly, not even a month. Yeah, it was so easy. Then I started having 2 meals a day. And then in March, I switched to 1 meal a day. But I still feel like the 2 meals a day was the best. I felt most energetic. I just loved it. And then the 1 meal a day maybe it was psychological. I was thinking, oh, that's too crazy. 1 meal a day, I'm not going to survive, but I'm still alive. So I think the 1 meal a day is fine until I reach my goal weight. Sometimes, occasionally, I have 2 meals when if I'm doing too many chores or I'm going out, so I feel like I need to have 2 meals. Only then I have 2 meals, or else I just have 1 and I don't get hungry. My skin is glowing always. So yeah, my skin has completely transformed.
That's fascinating because when you drop insulin, you improve androgens, which then get rid of acne, especially for women. Their polycystic ovarian syndrome thing clears up if you had that. But here's the other. There's two. You had that too. There's 2 points I want to make. Number one, egg pretty much has almost every single nutrient, almost. So it's very balanced. So you could actually do very well on eggs. Also. The people that I recommend 1 meal a day are those people who either really need to lose a lot of weight, and they want to lose it in the fastest way possible. And then, or those people who maybe have thyroid issues and have no metabolism left because they destroyed it through dieting over the years and they're maybe menopausal. They need like 1 meal a day. And I have bodybuilders that are eating 1 meal a day and they are fine. But the problem is trying to get all your nutrients in that 1 meal. It's a lot of food to consume, so you have to eat such quality. And some people they do intermittent fasting with junk food, and I'm like, no, you don't want to do that because you may lose weight, but you're going to be unhealthy because you're just putting garbage in your body. So tell me, so you would do eggs and you do spices and tomatoes and curry and
salads, big bowls of salads. You recommend 10 cups. I think I have more than that because I'm also eating the omelette and then I'm having like a big salad and that fills me up. Sometimes I make a big like chickpea salad. I love chickpea salads. I have that. I have lots of wheatgrass juice. Yeah, it fills me up. I don't need food after that. I don't crave like, sugary snacks. I used to crave a lot of chips. This time last year, I was having snacks regularly. I would hang out with my friends and watch TV shows and we'd have like popcorn and chips and it was like a regular thing. And then I had like breakouts and it was just terrible. And hair loss. I don't have a lot of hair loss now, but I was always struggling with hair loss. Also, I always had a digestive problem. And like for like a couple years, I was always just constantly constipated. This sounds disgusting. Yeah, but every single day I just had such terrible constipation. It's so nasty to say, but yeah. So I just started having a lot of lemon juice as well and a lot of apple cider vinegar, and that really helped. That was like instant remedy.
Yeah, because that's going to improve your digestion. And then what about your energy level? Is that improved?
Yes, my energy level, also my memory. I have such terrible memory. I still do, but I had like such horrible memory, especially in college. I wouldn't even remember what I had for breakfast that morning or what I was wearing yesterday or what I got for homework. So my memory has really improved, but I still need to improve it. So yeah, I'm almost halfway there. I still need to lose about 20 more kgs, I think.
Okay. Well, over time, you're doing intermittent fasting with keto is going to actually regenerate brain cells. It's going to actually help. But it does take some time to really, completely change over. People always want it like, oh yeah, in 6 months but it takes longer. And then I was going to ask you, when people look at you now, probably kind of strange, like, why aren't you eating all this? And they're probably pushing all this food with parties and events, right? So how do you deal with that?
People look at me like I'm crazy. They look at me and they're like, wow, you've lost so much weight because, I never really lost any weight. Now all of a sudden I'm losing weight. So, and they're like, what do you have? What's your meal plan? And what diet are you following? I'm like, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle. And when I tell them what I'm eating and how I'm eating it, they look at me like I'm crazy. They give me like such dirty looks like, you're crazy, you're going to collapse one day, this is so unhealthy, and what are you doing to yourself? You're going to get like this disease and your bones are going to get weak and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, look at me, this is the healthiest I've been in years. I remember being 11 and 12 and not like fitting into any jeans, not being able to find clothes. Yeah, so yeah. I don't know, I'm proof that it's okay. They're like, one day you're going to like collapse.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a little tip because I run into that all the time, okay? So here's a little tip, especially with family. Never tell them what you're doing. Have them go to a video because they have to get the why first. They have to get the why you're doing it and explain a little bit of why versus the, hey, just do this because it doesn't seem to be as impactful because they don't understand it and it flies against their fixed ideas, and so it's just they're going to reject it. And I've done it, I mean, so many times.
Also, sometimes I feel like when, you know, I'm telling somebody, I mean, they're asking to show interest, and then when I tell them, it feels like it's sad because I feel like they don't want to listen. It's not like they know that carbs aren't good for you and sugar isn't good for you, but it's like they just don't want to listen. They don't want to stop eating, and it's sad. Like, it hurts me now.
Yeah, I know, and I think because I run into that as well. I'll do something like this. I'll say, well, do you want to know what I did? If I, you know, of course, if I told you, they have to kill you. So I just kind of play with them back and forth, and I'll say, well, I tell you what, I will let you know in about a week from now. So just call me. Like, I'll kind of push them away, get them to reach a little more, and then I'll send them to a video. But because here's the thing, you have all these people that are not ready to change. They almost have to hit bottom, just like you did, like I did. I had to be really sick before I actually said, okay, that's it. I'm willing to do whatever it takes, you know? So with those people, they might want to know. I wouldn't actually tell them. I would just say, well, go watch this video. And that way they can be a little bit more enlightened. But I do know what you're running up against. It's like frustrating. You want to help everyone, but some people don't want your help. So it's kind of crazy.
We go out and eat, you know, if like we're going out with friends, and I always eat like with a fork. Like I eat barbecue with a fork, and everybody's having like this delicious like naans, and then everyone goes like, who wants dessert? And I'm like, I really want it, but I'm not going to eat it. And it's actually, I don't allow myself to think. As soon as the question is asked, do you want dessert? I'm like, no. And sometimes I even surprise myself. I'm like, okay, I just said that so quickly, but I always say no before I say yes. That helps.
Yeah, because I think that's your biggest challenge, especially in India or Pakistan, is like people around you, dealing with all the people around you, with the food, and oh my gosh, it's just it's part of the culture. Like, what? You don't want rice? Are you insane? And potatoes? I mean, like, no, thank you. So I know, I feel your pain. So, well, this has been awesome. So you've done really well. I've seen the before and after, so we're posting them throughout this interview, so it's quite amazing. But anyway, I want to thank you for your story. It's going to inspire a lot of people, and maybe we'll do like a little follow-up in several months to see, you know, when you hit your ultimate goal. We'll just kind of do a little post-video interview.
Thank you so much for your videos. I'm so grateful. Seriously, it's such a motivation to watch your videos.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you. Okay, have a great afternoon.
Goodbye.